This is probably a big shock for those who love Little House on the Prairie. At least 7 actors left and refused to accompany the film. Little House on the Prairie is not as perfect a movie as we thought it would be. In fact, the hidden behind-the-scenes tensions caused many of its actors to leave in frustration and discomfort. And it's unbelievable that Melissa Gilbert and Michael Landon, the main pillars of Little House on the Prairie, also had to choose to leave when they couldn't stand the pressure of those behind-the-scenes stories. Watch until the end of the video to see what happened to Little House on the Prairie and the reasons why it was abandoned by the cast. Melissa Gilbert. Melissa Gilbert's departure from Little House on the Prairie marked a significant transition in her life and career, fueled by various personal and professional motivations. One prevailing theory behind Gilbert's decision to leave the iconic television series is her desire to explore new opportunities beyond acting. Throughout her time on Little House on the Prairie, Gilbert garnered substantial fame and recognition for her portrayal of Laura Ingalls Wilder. However, as she matured both personally and professionally, she began to seek roles that would challenge her creatively and allow her to grow beyond the confines of her child star image. This ambition to expand her acting repertoire and take on different kinds of roles likely played a role in her departure from the show. Another speculated reason for Gilbert's exit was her interest in pursuing a singing career. During her tenure on Little House, Gilbert occasionally showcased her musical talents, which sparked her interest in exploring a career in music further. Transitioning into a singing career would have required time and dedication, potentially influencing her decision to step away from the television series to focus on this new avenue of artistic expression. Personal considerations also factored into Gilbert's decision. As she entered adulthood, Gilbert may have felt a pull to prioritize her personal life, including starting a family. Balancing the demands of a rigorous television schedule with personal commitments can be challenging, and Gilbert may have chosen to prioritize her family life over her career at that particular juncture. Despite her departure from Little House on the Prairie, Gilbert maintained amicable relations with the show's producers and cast members. This positive departure set the stage for her to explore new opportunities in acting and beyond, while still being remembered fondly for her role in the beloved series. In recent years, Gilbert has made headlines for her decision to step away from Hollywood altogether. Alongside her husband, Timothy Busfield, she purchased a rustic cottage nestled in the Catskill Mountains of upstate New York. This move symbolizes Gilbert's intentional shift towards a more secluded and relaxed lifestyle, away from the hustle and bustle of Los Angeles and the pressures of celebrity life. The idyllic location, just a short distance from the historic site of Woodstock, offers Gilbert a peaceful retreat where she can reconnect with nature and enjoy a quieter existence. This retreat from Hollywood aligns with Gilbert's evolving priorities and aspirations, highlighting her commitment to personal fulfillment and a more balanced way of life. While her decision to leave Little House on the Prairie marked the end of an era in her acting career, it also opened doors to new adventures and experiences, reflecting her ongoing journey of self-discovery and exploration beyond the screen. In addition to the decision to leave Little House, there is a truth that we do not know as the show progressed into its 9th season. Melissa Gilbert found herself in an unexpectedly central position. This shift came about when Michael Landon, the series creator, star, and director, decided to step away from his on-camera role. Landon's decision to leave the show as an actor signaled a significant change for Little House, both in its narrative direction and in the dynamics of its production. For Gilbert, who had grown up on the set of Little House, the news of Landon's departure and the restructuring of the show came as a mixture of surprise and responsibility. She recalls in her memoir, My Prairie Cookbook, that she first learned of NBC's decision to cancel the show not through official channels, but from a cast member. This lack of direct communication from the network underscored the abruptness and emotional weight of the transition. With Landon's departure, Gilbert was elevated to the forefront of the series. She became the top-billed actor on the call sheet and the de facto leader of the ensemble cast. The show was rebranded as Little House: A New Beginning, signaling a fresh chapter that aimed to carry forward the spirit of the original series while introducing new characters and storylines. Gilbert's emotional investment in Little House was profound. She felt a deep sense of ownership and responsibility toward the show that had shaped her childhood and early career. In her own words, she felt that the show had become hers to nurture and protect. This sense of stewardship extended beyond her on-screen performance. Gilbert also became invested in the show's continued success and its place in the NBC lineup. Despite the changes in cast and storyline, Gilbert found that the core of their set life remained unchanged. The familial atmosphere and camaraderie among the cast and crew persisted, providing a sense of continuity amidst the show's evolution. New faces joined the ensemble, bringing fresh energy and perspectives, yet the bonds forged over years of working together on the iconic series remained strong. However, for Melissa Gilbert, the news of the show's cancellation came as a shock, relayed not by network executives but by her co-star Victor French, known for his role as Isaiah Edwards. In an interview with the Red Deer Advocate, Gilbert recounted the moment when French approached her about participating in a talk show to protest the cancellation. It was then that she realized she hadn't received any official word from NBC about the show's fate. The lack of communication from the network underscored the abruptness with which the cast and crew were informed of the cancellation. According to Gilbert, neither Michael Landon, the show's creator and star, nor Kent McCrae, the producer, had been given prior notice. They, like the rest of the cast, were left to grapple with the sudden end of a series that had been a significant part of their lives for nearly a decade. However, just as swiftly as the news of cancellation had surfaced, there was a surprising turn of events. NBC reconsidered its decision to abruptly end Little House on the Prairie and instead opted to produce a series of TV movies to provide the show with a more fitting conclusion. This decision came as a relief to Gilbert and the rest of the cast, offering them an opportunity to bid farewell to their beloved characters and the cherished world of Walnut Grove in a more gradual and thoughtful manner. Reflecting on this period, Gilbert expressed gratitude that someone had the good sense to slow things down and produce 3 farewell movies for Little House. Each of these TV movies, as she described them, was not only a chance to wrap up storylines and provide closure for the characters, but also a deeply emotional and cathartic experience for the cast and crew. The TV movies allowed the narrative of Little House to come full circle, giving fans a chance to see their favorite characters one last time and providing closure to the stories that had captivated audiences for years. For Gilbert, who had grown up alongside her character Laura Ingalls Wilder, these movies marked the end of an era and the beginning of a new chapter in her career and personal life. Beyond the professional impact, the experience of filming the farewell movies was profoundly personal for Melissa Gilbert. It allowed her to reflect on the journey she had embarked on as a young actress and the friendships she had forged with her castmates over the years. The closure provided by these movies was not just for the characters on screen, but also for the actors who had dedicated themselves to bringing those characters to life. Michael Landon. As Little House on the Prairie entered its 8th season, the narrative landscape shifted significantly, prompting Michael Landon, the show's creator and star, to make pivotal decisions about its direction. The series, which had initially revolved around the adventures and challenges faced by the Ingalls family in the rugged frontier of Walnut Grove, Minnesota, began to evolve as Laura Ingalls Wilder, portrayed by Melissa Gilbert, grew into adulthood. The transition from childhood to adulthood for Laura marked a turning point in the series. Michael Landon, who played Charles Ingalls, P.A., recognized that the dynamic between Pa and his now adult daughter had fundamentally changed. The heart-to-heart scenes that had been a hallmark of their relationship where Laura would sit on her father's lap and share tender moments, no longer felt authentic or appropriate with Laura now married to Almanzo Wilder, Dean Butler, and starting a family of her own. David Butler, who played Almanzo and was closely involved with the series, reflected on this shift, noting that Landon understood the need to adjust the focus of the show. The intimacy and emotional depth of the scenes between Pa and Laura, which had been central to the series' appeal, could no longer be recreated in the same way. Landon made the decision to step away from his on-screen role as Charles Ingalls, feeling that the dynamics between his character and his grown children no longer rang true. Instead of centering on the father-daughter relationship, Landon refocused Little House on Laura's journey into adulthood, now as a wife and mother. He introduced new storylines that explored Laura's experiences as she navigated marriage, motherhood, and the challenges of raising a family in the frontier setting. The addition of more children to the cast, including Laura and Almanzo's own offspring, helped to maintain the family-oriented themes that had always been at the heart of the show. Behind the scenes, Landon continued to play a crucial role as executive producer, guiding the creative direction of the series and ensuring its ongoing success. His ability to adapt the narrative while staying true to the core values of family, community, and resilience was instrumental in keeping Little House relevant and engaging for its audience. David Butler praised Landon's adaptability and creative vision, emphasizing how he seamlessly integrated new characters and story arcs to reflect the changing dynamics within the Ingalls family. Despite the challenges posed by Laura's transition to adulthood, Landon's commitment to storytelling excellence and his deep understanding of the characters ensured that Little House continued to resonate with viewers. Some sources said that Michael Landon's departure from Little House on the Prairie marked the end of an era for the beloved television series, but it was a decision influenced by several significant factors that had been brewing over the course of its run. Firstly, Landon's involvement with Little House was extensive and deeply intertwined with its success. As the show's creator, executive producer, and star, he had wielded substantial creative control since its inception. However, as the series progressed into its later seasons, disagreements reportedly emerged between Landon and the network executives regarding the direction and creative decisions of the show. These conflicts, often typical in long-running productions, likely strained the collaborative relationship that had been pivotal to the show's success. Throughout his tenure on Little House, which spanned from its debut in 1974 to his departure in 1983, Landon's influence was felt not only in front of the camera as Charles Ingalls, but also behind the scenes, where he shaped the storytelling and character development. His departure coincided with a time when he may have felt that his vision for the series was no longer fully aligned with the network's expectations or the evolving dynamics of television production. Secondly, after nearly a decade portraying Charles Ingalls, a role that had become iconic and synonymous with his image, Landon likely felt a professional itch to explore new opportunities and take on different kinds of roles. Despite his success on Little House, which earned him a devoted fan base and critical acclaim, Landon was also known for his ambition and versatility as an actor. The desire to challenge himself creatively and expand his repertoire beyond the boundaries of a family-oriented drama series would have been a natural progression in his career. Furthermore, personal considerations may have played a role in Landon's decision to leave Little House. As a father and husband, he may have felt the need to prioritize spending more time with his family, especially considering the demanding schedule of a lead actor and producer on a long-running television show. Landon had been known to value family deeply, and his departure from the series provided him with the opportunity to achieve a better work-life balance and pursue other interests outside of acting. Grassle. Karen Grassle's portrayal of Caroline Ingalls, fondly known as Ma on Little House on the Prairie, was not just a role but a transformative experience that defined her career and left a lasting impact on television history. As an actress, Grassle stepped into the shoes of a character deeply rooted in American frontier culture, embodying the strength, resilience, and nurturing spirit of a pioneer woman. When Grassle joined the cast of Little House, she found herself immersed in a surrogate family on and off screen. Playing opposite Michael Landon's iconic portrayal of Charles Ingalls, Grassle inhabited the role of a devoted wife and mother to their on-screen daughters. Mary, played by Melissa Sue Anderson, Laura, played by Melissa Gilbert, and Carrie, played by Rachel Lindsay Greenbush and Sydney Greenbush. This on-screen family dynamic, complemented by the addition of Grace, played by Brenda Turnbaugh and Wendy Turnbaugh later in the series, resonated deeply with audiences, capturing the essence of familial love and unity amidst the challenges of frontier life. Behind the scenes, Grassle found Landon to be a dedicated professional with a strong work ethic, often directing a significant portion of the show's episodes. Despite occasional moodiness, Grassle developed a close friendship with Landon, fostering a collaborative atmosphere that enhanced their on-screen chemistry and the authenticity of their portrayals as husband and wife. However, Grassle's journey on Little House wasn't without its challenges. She openly discussed inequities in pay, a reflection of the broader disparities that actresses often faced in the television industry during that era. Despite these challenges, Grassle's commitment to her role and her dedication to portraying Caroline Ingalls with integrity and depth never wavered. To prepare for her role as Ma Ingalls, Grassle drew inspiration from her own mother and the character depicted in Laura Ingalls Wilder's beloved books. Caroline Ingalls was characterized as tough, sturdy, and wise, a reflection of Grassle's own upbringing and the strength she observed in her mother. Infusing Caroline with these qualities, Grassle brought a sense of authenticity and empathy to the character, resonating with viewers who admired Ma's steadfast support and unwavering love for her family. Grassle's bond with her on-screen daughters, particularly Melissa Gilbert, who played Laura, added another layer of authenticity to her portrayal. The chemistry among the cast members, especially the interactions between Grassle and the young actresses who portrayed her daughters, contributed to the familial warmth and emotional depth that defined the show's appeal. However, as the series progressed and the Ingalls children grew up, the dynamics of the show began to shift. Michael Landon, who portrayed Charles Ingalls, Pa, made the decision to step away from his on-camera duties, signaling a turning point for Little House. With Landon's departure, the focus shifted to the younger generation, leading to the rebranding of the series as Little House, A New Beginning. This transition aimed to explore new storylines centered around Laura Ingalls, played by Melissa Gilbert, and her peers, reflecting their coming-of-age experiences and aspirations. For Grassle, this shift meant bidding farewell to her iconic role as Ma Ingalls in 1982. Her departure from the series marked the end of an era, as viewers had grown accustomed to her steadfast presence as the matriarch of the Ingalls family. Despite leaving Little House, Grassle's impact on the show's legacy remained indelible, with fans cherishing her portrayal of a loving mother and wife amidst the challenges of frontier life. Following her departure from Little House, Grassle explored new opportunities in both television and theater. While she made guest appearances on various TV shows, including roles in popular series of the era, Grassle's passion for theater drew her back to the stage. She co-founded a theater company in Santa Fe, New Mexico, where she actively participated in producing and performing in theatrical productions. Her commitment to the arts led her to tour in diverse shows, showcasing her talent and versatility in roles ranging from classics to contemporary works. In 2007, Grassle embarked on a notable tour of Driving Miss Daisy, further demonstrating her range as an actress and her dedication to live theater. This theatrical journey allowed Grassle to connect with audiences across different cities, sharing her passion for storytelling and performance. Melissa Sue Anderson. Melissa Sue Anderson's departure from Little House on the Prairie marked a significant turning point in her career, driven by a desire to explore new horizons and shed the constraints of her iconic role as Mary Ingalls. By the time her final episode aired, Anderson had spent nearly a decade portraying Mary, a character who had endured a series of dramatic and often tragic events, including scarlet fever, blindness, miscarriage, and the loss of her child in a fire. As the show's writers struggled to find new storylines for Mary, Anderson became increasingly vocal about her desire to move on from the series. In a candid interview with People magazine in June 1981, she expressed her frustrations. "It's no fun. When they run low on story ideas, someone says, 'What can we do to Melissa Sue that's really awful?'" The relentless challenges faced by her character had taken a toll, both emotionally and creatively. Seeking to transition into more mature roles and distance herself from the wholesome image of Mary Ingalls, Anderson made a strategic move by hiring manager Jay Bernstein, known for representing high-profile celebrities like Farrah Fawcett and Suzanne Summers. Her decision to work with Bernstein was a deliberate step towards shaping her career in a direction that aligned with her ambitions as a serious actress. "I told Bernstein, 'No teen roles, no posters,'" Anderson asserted. "I don't want what Sean Cassidy gets. I am a serious actress. I've already played a 22-year-old. Why go backward?" Her determination to avoid being typecast as a youthful starlet underscored her commitment to pursuing roles that would challenge her artistic range and credibility in the industry. Reflecting on her final scene with Michael Landon, who not only starred as Charles Ingalls, but also served as a guiding force behind the scenes, Anderson shared heartfelt memories in her memoir. The scene encapsulated the deep bond between Mary and her father, Pa Ingalls, and mirrored the genuine affection between Anderson and Landon off-screen. "We were about to leave Walnut Grove for good and are saying our goodbyes," Anderson recalled in her book. Pa's turn, "Don't you go letting those city folks change you too much, all right?" Mary responded, "I won't. I'll eat with my shoes off at least once a week." We hug and he says, "I love ya." And I reply, "I love you too." In her memoir and various interviews, Anderson candidly expressed how her final scene with Landon, where Mary bids farewell to her father Pa Ingalls, was filled with real emotion. "Mike and I weren't acting in this scene," Anderson wrote. "We did love each other and knew we were going to miss working together after 7+ years. Their bond had transcended their roles as father and daughter on the show, evolving into a genuine friendship behind the scenes. Anderson's portrayal of Mary Ingalls had evolved over the years, from a spirited young girl to a mature woman facing profound challenges. Throughout this journey, she had relied on Landon's guidance and mentorship, both as an actor and a director. Landon, who not only starred as Charles Ingalls but also directed numerous episodes of the series, played a significant role in shaping the dynamic between Pa and Mary Ingalls. As the series progressed and Mary faced personal tragedies and triumphs, Anderson's portrayal resonated deeply with audiences. Her character's journey, particularly after losing her sight due to scarlet fever, showcased Anderson's versatility and depth as an actress. The storyline challenged both her and Landon to explore the emotional complexities of a father-daughter relationship tested by adversity. For Anderson, bidding farewell to Little House on the Prairie meant leaving behind not just a character she had inhabited for nearly a decade, but also a close-knit television family that had become a significant part of her life. The finality of her departure was underscored by the genuine tears shed during her farewell scene with Landon, reflecting the profound impact the series had on both their professional and personal lives. "My face was wet from all those tears, my nose running," Anderson recalled of her emotional final moments on set. "It was hard to say goodbye." The scene was a culmination of years of shared experiences, on-screen triumphs, and off-screen camaraderie that had defined their time together on Little House on the Prairie. Despite leaving the series, Anderson and Landon's friendship endured beyond the confines of Walnut Grove. They remained close until Landon's passing in 1991, a testament to the genuine connection forged through their work on the show. Their bond, rooted in mutual respect and admiration, continued to resonate with fans who cherished the enduring legacy of Little House on the Prairie. Following her exit from the Prairie, Anderson actively sought out diverse roles that would showcase her versatility as an actress. Her collaboration with Bernstein signaled a strategic shift toward securing roles that would highlight her maturity and depth, paving the way for a new chapter in her professional journey. In the years that followed, Anderson continued to build on her legacy as a respected actress, appearing in television movies, guest roles on series, and stage productions. Her post-Little House career affirmed her ability to evolve beyond the boundaries of her early fame, establishing her as a versatile performer capable of tackling a wide range of roles. Allison Arngrim in Little House on the Prairie. Allison Arngrim's portrayal of Nellie Olson stood out for its sharp wit and antagonistic charm. As the quintessential mean girl of Walnut Grove, Nellie was known for her ruthless antics and mean-spirited persona, which often sparked both ire and fascination among viewers. However, Arngrim's journey with the character took a significant turn in the 6th season when Nellie encountered Percival Dalton, played by Steve Tracy. The introduction of Percival marked a transformative moment for Nellie. Falling in love and eventually marrying Percival led to a dramatic shift in her character's trajectory. Nellie, now reformed by her marriage to Percival, had become bland and boring, Arngrim candidly reflected in her memoir, Confessions of a Prairie Bee-et. The once fiery and conniving Nellie suddenly found herself with less compelling material to work with in Season 7. Arngrim noted a sense of dissatisfaction as her character's storyline veered towards domestic tranquility, a departure from the tumultuous drama that had defined Nellie's earlier years on the show. As the 7th season of Little House on the Prairie drew to a close, Arngrim faced a pivotal decision regarding the renewal of her contract. Mixed emotions clouded her thoughts. "I felt a distinct lack of excitement," she admitted. The prospect of committing to several more years on the series brought about apprehension and reflection. Arngrim's concerns were not just about the creative direction of her character, but also about the personal impact of an extended commitment to the show. Was I really going to sign up for another several years of this? She pondered. The thought of potentially extending her tenure to a total of 14 years weighed heavily on her mind, considering the significant portion of her formative years dedicated to portraying Nellie. The idea of continuing until she was nearly 30 years old struck a nerve. "I would be nearly 30 years old before I got off this thing," Arngrim exclaimed, highlighting the daunting prospect of being closely associated with a character well into adulthood. The internal conflict and anxiety she experienced over this decision were palpable. "I felt sick to my stomach at the thought," she recalled, illustrating the profound impact that the role and its potential longevity had on her career and personal aspirations. As the 7th season of Little House on the Prairie drew to a close, Arngrim found herself at a crossroads. NBC, the network behind the beloved series, presented a contract offer that left her feeling undervalued and disappointed. Arngrim's agent, advocating on her behalf, sought a higher salary and other concessions to secure her commitment for an additional 4 years. However, NBC's response was resolute. Their offer was 4 years, same money, same conditions, take it or leave it, Arngrim recalled in her memoir. The network's hardline stance came as a blow to Arngrim, who had dedicated 7 years of her career to the show. The lack of flexibility and refusal to negotiate left her feeling unappreciated and disheartened. The lawyers at NBC simply refused to negotiate, she lamented. This stance, she felt, was unfair considering her commitment and contributions to the series. Arngrim's disappointment was compounded by a sense of betrayal, as she perceived NBC's approach as a lack of loyalty towards someone who had been a significant part of their successful television program. Behind the scenes, emotions ran high. Arngrim's agent and her father, both advocates for her career and well-being, were incensed by NBC's refusal to budge on their offer. They believed she deserved better treatment after her years of service to the network and the show's popularity. Despite their indignation, they recognized that the final decision rested with Arngrim herself. The situation presented Arngrim with a challenging dilemma: whether to accept NBC's terms or walk away from a role and a series that had defined a significant portion of her professional life. The decision was not solely about financial compensation, but also about principles and personal dignity. My agent and dad were enraged, but despite their pride and anger, they told me the final call was up to me, Arngrim reflected. Allison Arngrim's reflections on her time on Little House on the Prairie are deeply intertwined with her personal and professional growth. Joining the cast in 1974 at the tender age of 12, Arngrim spent her formative years on the show, portraying the infamous Nellie Oleson. Her journey on the set of Little House was not just a professional experience, but also a significant part of her adolescence. "I thought about how much of my life had been spent on Little House," Arngrim wrote in her memoir. By the time she was 19, she had been with the show for 7 years. These years encompassed critical milestones of her youth. "I had gone all through junior high and high school, gotten braces on my teeth, had them removed, learned to drive, grown up, and I was still on this show." This period was marked by both personal and professional development, as she navigated the complexities of growing up while working in the demanding world of television. Despite the close-knit environment and the comfort of a long-standing role, Arngrim began to feel the need to explore new opportunities. The character of Nellie Oleson had undergone significant changes over the seasons, particularly after Nellie's marriage to Percival Dalton in the 6th season, which tamed her character's notorious mean streak. By the 7th season, Arngrim felt that Nellie had become bland and boring, and lacked the excitement that initially drew her to the role. This evolution, coupled with the natural desire for growth and new challenges, led Arngrim to make the difficult decision to leave the show. NBC's contract offer at the end of the 7th season did little to persuade her to stay. Despite her agent's efforts to negotiate better terms, the network remained inflexible. "The network refused all requests from my agent for raises, extra episodes, or any type of concession he suggested, no matter how small," Arngrim recalled. "Their offer was 4 years, same money, same conditions. Take it or leave it." This lack of negotiation felt like a betrayal to Arngrim, who had shown unwavering loyalty to the network for 7 years. Faced with this ultimatum, Arngrim made the brave decision to reject NBC's contract and pursue other opportunities. Unfortunately, this decision meant that her departure from the show lacked the fanfare it deserved. "This meant there was no real goodbye," she noted. Unlike other characters who had significant exit storylines, Nellie and Percival were simply written out with a straightforward plot. Nellie, Percival, and their twins had simply moved to New York City to take over Percival's father's store upon his death. This abrupt exit left Arngrim feeling a sense of unfinished business. Her departure from Little House was not the end of her connection with the show. Arngrim reprised her role for one episode in Season 9, entitled The Return of Nellie. This return was a bittersweet moment, allowing her to reconnect with the character and the series that had been such a significant part of her life. Katherine McGregor. Michael Landon, the creative force behind Little House on the Prairie, decided to bring the beloved series to a fitting conclusion with a TV special titled Little House: The Last Farewell. This special was meant to gather the entire cast for one final show, allowing both the characters and the actors to say goodbye to the series that had become a significant part of their lives. However, not everyone from the original cast was eager to return for this farewell episode. One notable absence was Katherine McGregor, who played the iconic Harriet Olsen. Karen Grassle, who portrayed Caroline Ingalls, provided insight into McGregor's decision to decline participation in the special in her book, Bright Lights, Prairie Dust. According to Grassle, McGregor had a personal conflict with Michael Landon that influenced her choice not to return. Over the years, McGregor had grown increasingly bitter about how she felt she was treated by Landon, leading to her refusal to appear in the finale. Her bitterness over Mike's lack of appreciation had bled so deeply into her spirit that she couldn't bear to be there, wrote Grassle. This deep-seated resentment overshadowed any desire she might have had to reunite with her former castmates and conclude the series together. Officially, the media reported that McGregor's absence from the finale was due to her being on a pilgrimage in India. While this explanation was widely accepted at the time, those closer to the show knew the primary reason lay in the unresolved conflict between McGregor and Landon. Their professional relationship had been strained for years, with underlying tensions that were never fully addressed. Another layer to their discord, as revealed by Allison Arngrim in her memoir, Confessions of a Prairie Bitch, was McGregor's habit of altering the script. This practice often put her at odds with Landon, who, as the show's creator and frequent director, had a specific vision for each episode. McGregor's tendency to make changes without consulting Landon or the other writers was a source of frustration, contributing to the growing friction between them. Harriet Olsen was a character fans loved to hate, and McGregor's portrayal was a masterclass in embodying a character who was both comical and detestable. Despite her on-screen success, McGregor felt undervalued by Landon. This sense of underappreciation festered over the years, transforming into a bitterness that ultimately prevented her from participating in the show's final chapter. Grassle's account highlights the emotional and professional complexities that often exist behind the scenes of long-running television series. While the characters on screen may share touching moments and deep connections, the actors' real-life relationships can be far more complicated. For McGregor, the culmination of years of feeling unappreciated and sidelined by Landon was too significant to overlook, even for a series finale. The decision not to appear in Little House: The Last Farewell was undoubtedly a difficult one for McGregor. Despite her grievances, the show had been a major part of her life and career. Yet her principles and personal feelings took precedence, leading her to choose personal integrity over professional obligation. Grassle's recollection of McGregor's bitterness and its impact on her decision underscores the human element behind television production, where personal conflicts can influence creative decisions in profound ways. Once Little House on the Prairie concluded, McGregor felt an overwhelming need for rest. The demands of the entertainment industry had left her feeling wrung out, as Stewart described. McGregor's intense dedication to her craft, coupled with the long hours and emotional investment required by the role, led her to seek a quieter, more peaceful life away from the pressures of television and film. Rather than continuing her career in Hollywood, McGregor chose a different path. She became involved with a children's theater company in Hollywood, channeling her passion for acting into a more nurturing and less demanding environment. This transition allowed her to continue contributing to the arts in a meaningful way, without the grueling schedule and high stakes of the television industry. McGregor's involvement with the children's theater company provided her with a fulfilling outlet for her creativity. Working with young actors, she was able to impart her knowledge and experience to the next generation, fostering a love for theater and performance. This new chapter in her life not only allowed her to recharge, but also enabled her to make a positive impact on her community. Reflecting on her decision to retire, it becomes clear that McGregor's choice was driven by a need for balance and well-being. After years of dedicating herself to a demanding role, she recognized the importance of self-care and the value of contributing to the arts in a different capacity. Her move to children's theater was a testament to her enduring passion for acting and her desire to give back to the community that had supported her throughout her career. Victor French Michael Landon recruited actor Victor French to play the beloved character of Isaiah Edwards, a rugged and endearing mountain man. Landon, who served as the executive producer and portrayed the central character Charles Ingalls, had significant control over the show's casting and storylines. The friendship between Landon and French, which was strong both on and off camera, encountered a major hurdle when French received an attractive offer to lead a new sitcom. French's character, Isaiah Edwards, brought a unique charm to the show, and his interactions with the Ingalls family were a key component of the series' appeal. However, French's decision to explore new opportunities created tension. Radames Pera, who played John Sanderson Edwards, Isaiah's adopted son during seasons 2 and 3 of Little House, provided insight into this conflict. In an interview with Fox News in 2020, Pera revealed that French decided to leave Little House due to dissatisfaction with his contract and the opportunity to star in a new sitcom. Victor French got an offer for a pilot for a different series, Pera explained. Michael didn't offer him a serious contract, so he moved on, but Michael was very upset. So Michael decided to write the whole family out, and then they had a falling out personally. The new sitcom, Carter Country, presented French with a chance to increase his income and expand his career beyond the confines of Little House. This decision, while understandable from French's perspective, was seen as a betrayal by Landon. Charlotte Stewart, who played the schoolteacher Mrs. Beadle on the show, also remembered the rift between Landon and French. She mentioned the conflict in her memoir, Little House in the Hollywood Hills, A Bad Girl's Guide to Becoming Miss Beadle, Mary X, and Me. Victor was very much inside the Mike Landon and crew frat group, Stewart wrote. The two had a big falling out later in the run of the show when, without Mike's blessing, Victor left to star in his own sitcom called Carter Country. You can't blame Victor for taking a shot at some more income and giving his star a bit of a boost. But Mike was pissed off and felt betrayed, and he wrote Mr. Edwards and his family entirely out of the show. Landon's response to French's departure was swift and decisive. Feeling betrayed by his friend's decision to leave for another project, Landon chose to write the entire Edwards family out of Little House on the Prairie. This marked a significant shift in the series, as the Edwards family had been integral to the show's dynamic and storyline. The removal of the Edwards family from Little House on the Prairie was not just a professional decision, but a deeply personal one for Landon. His sense of betrayal led to a falling out with French, fracturing their previously strong friendship. This fallout was a stark reminder of the complex interplay between personal relationships and professional obligations in the entertainment industry. Despite the professional rift, French's departure allowed him to explore new avenues in his career, albeit at the cost of his relationship with Landon. Carter Country provided French with a platform to showcase his talents in a new light, even though the show did not achieve the same level of success as Little House on the Prairie. French's eventual return to work with Landon in the 1980s on the television series Highway to Heaven suggested that time had healed some of the wounds between them. Their reconciliation allowed them to collaborate once again, bringing back the camaraderie that had defined their earlier years together. The story of Victor French's departure from Little House on the Prairie highlights the delicate balance actors must maintain between loyalty to their current projects and the pursuit of new opportunities. It also underscores the intense emotions and personal connections that can influence decisions in the entertainment industry. While French's decision to leave Little House strained his relationship with Landon, it also demonstrated his willingness to take risks and seek growth in his career, ultimately leading to a broader range of roles and experiences in his acting journey. What do you think about the reasons for leaving the actors in Little House on the Prairie? Leave us your comments in the section below. We hope you have found this helpful video. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you like it. Thank you for watching this, and see you in the next videos. Goodbye.